to restore democracy. This may seem like, well, aren't we in a democracy?
So it's not just us just going in partnership with the agency. And I checked recently with the president to make sure that this.
So it comes out that Elon Musk's son, who is just 4 years, boldly told Trump to get out of his chair. He is not the president of America, and also tells him to shut up. Wow. Wow. I mean, before even we start judging this baby, there is even nothing we have to say about this child, because literally this is a child. That means this child is literally repeating what they have had from an elderly person say. Kids are literally like parrots. They will always repeat what they have to say. And amazingly, they will always repeat it at the perfect time. So that means this child has maybe had the father say it. Hi guys, welcome back to the channel. In case you're seeing me for the very first time, my name is Sumi. Please do consider subscribing on the channel if you find this kind of content I'm doing something that you really enjoy. So let us watch these few clips from other people on what they have to say about this situation, and of course I'm also going to come back and give my own opinion.
So you mean to tell me even Elon Musk kid knows that Donald Trump shouldn't be sitting in the Oval Office? Elon Musk child told Donald Trump to his face, "You ain't the president." And you know kids don't lie. Kids are very truthful and they're very blunt. Even a kid is saying you don't deserve to be there, bro.
This is the exact moment in the Oval Office during a press conference that Elon Musk's son said to the current president of the United States, "You are not the president, go away. You are not the president, go away." And there's also another clip where he told him to shut up or shut his mouth. I have a 4 and a 5-year-old. Elon Musk's son is 4 years old. At this age, children are like sponges and they behave like parrots. They repeat everything they hear and they always use it in the appropriate context. Toddlers are not stupid. They're actually extremely intelligent, but they do not make things up. That's another thing about children you need to understand. They are extremely honest. If that child heard that and repeated it in that context, he said it to the person who it was intended to. He said it to someone who he has heard it been said to. He behaved to that adult with that regard because that is what he has witnessed. At this age, all of the behaviors that a 4-year-old is doing is learned behavior. And people are saying like, oh, Elon needs to stop bringing his son around because his son is revealing his secrets. It's intentional. It is intentional. Because do you think the wealthiest man in America, a billionaire, someone who is making $8 million a day off the US government, can't afford to have someone to the side watch his child while he finishes a press conference? He could have had any one of the aides in there just watch the baby so that he can say what he needs to say. But he wants it to be said. He wants it to be heard. He wants it to be heard. It's a show of force. It's a show of power. Like, I'm going to have my child punk you and you're not going to do or say anything. You're going to sit there and you're going to take it. And then we're all going to laugh it off. And then we know the little cult is going to come behind and be like, kids say the darndest things. Kids can only say things they have heard. And that child is constantly with Elon. He's constantly in these spaces. So, do y'all think he just made that up? Okay.
Elon Musk's son gives main character energy. I like him. He told Trump to stop talking. He said, please shut up talking to us. And Trump started looking away like, somebody get this little demon boy away from me. He was looking at him. You know how old people don't be having no patience for them little kids? He was sick. I just know he wanted to crash out, but he realized he was on camera. And I don't know what y'all expected him to act like. His father is Elon Musk, okay? We know that man is on that stuff. We know he's skiing in the mountains of Caucasus. What would make you think that his kid was going to have any act right in the Oval Office? And I just know that Donald Trump wanted to sign an executive order in that moment. No kids allowed to speak. Like, yo, now we having bring your kid to work day during a press conference? This administration is this whole situation is so unserious. Please, just turn the TV off.
You know, I wasn't even going to post on this, and then I saw some clips that changed my mind, and I'll show you those in a moment. But first, Elon Musk yesterday, along with his son, Little X, held a press conference in the Oval Office to discuss what Doge is doing, all while Donald Trump watched on silently from his cuck chair. And in the aftermath, one of Elon's fanboys shared this tweet that Elon reposted. It says, history repeats itself, and it shows two images. The first image is a pretty iconic image of JFK Jr. playing underneath his dad's desk while he worked in the Oval Office. And the second is Little X seemingly bored out of his mind, crawling around on the floor while Donald Trump pontificates about what he liked watching from said cuck chair. But I can point out at least one glaring difference between these two situations. JFK Jr., as I recall, never had criticisms of his father while the press was there. Little X, on the other hand, has a lot to say, and there was a hot mic that caught some of it. So first is this little gem.
To restore democracy. This may seem like, well,
You heard that too, right? You're not the president, you need to go away. I'll play the clip a second time. Just, you watch and tell me if that's what he said.
to restore democracy. This may seem like...
That's what he said, but I'll go one better, because he also said this.
The prices from one year to the next are the same, and their mortgage go.
That one's clear as day. He says, I want you to shut your fucking mouth up. And there's already people who are like, out of the mouth of babes. But let me just put this out there for your consideration. A child this young doesn't have this profound moment where he like tells off Trump. He just repeats things he's heard. So if he says you're not really the president, chances are someone has said that around him and he's repeating it. When he says, I want you to shut your fucking mouth up, he's either heard someone say that to someone else, or someone has said that to him, and he's repeating it. Either scenario is pretty disturbing. But perhaps the question we should be asking is the same one that Shay Jordan Smith asked on Twitter, which is, why the fuck is Elon Musk doing press briefings in the White House from the Oval Office? He is not an elected official. Why is he holding court in the Oval Office? Nothing about this is normal or good.
If Elon Musk's child's son, who's a literal toddler, feels comfortable telling Donald Trump to his face that he's not the president, he needs to go away, and that he needs to shut his mouth, this kid is a toddler, and he feels comfortable saying this to Donald Trump. What does that tell you about what Elon Musk is saying to Donald Trump behind closed doors? This kid didn't just come up with these things to say on his own. He heard that shit somewhere. Food for thought. That's it.
Elon Musk brought his son into the Oval Office and had the President of the United States of America babysit his kid while he gave a press conference. This was a display of power. I am so powerful. I can get the President of the United States of America to watch my son while my son picks his nose, and I stand in his Oval Office and talk to his press corps about things that I'm doing in the United States. It was a power move. It wasn't, I want to look more human, it wasn't any of that. It was a power move. He very easily could have gotten someone to watch his kid and he doesn't care what anybody thinks about him or his companies or any of that kind of stuff. He's made that very clear on multiple occasions that he just does not care about any of that. So why all of a sudden would he be trying to like fix his image? That doesn't make any sense. It was a power move.
There is no one who's going to make us believe that that child said anything but. You are not the president. You need to go away. You can try and defend it and make excuses and say that's not what he said. That little X-man looked at Trump and said, you're not the president. You need to go away. And he looked uncomfortable as fuck. You ain't going to convince us otherwise. All right? The president of the United States is an immigrant with origins from South Africa and Canada.
Okay, so we've all seen this by now, right?
To restore democracy. Let's make
Iconic behavior, truly A+ instincts by that kid. But can we take a second and imagine if these were two women in the Oval Office with a child? Madam President and a female tech mogul. Oh my God, the outrage. I can already hear Fox News going on 24/7 about how unprofessional this is, about how this is why women can't hold positions of power because they're too distracted. Because Lord forbid, they would have to mom in the middle of making an important decision in the Oval Office. Oh my God. Meanwhile, Trump is just sitting there like a deflated parade float or something, getting schooled by a friggin' billionaire toddler. And everyone's cool with it. Totally fine. The double standard is insane. And I dare anybody to tell me I'm freaking wrong.
So you guys, at this time, let us pretend that this situation did not happen to the President of America. Let's imagine probably it has happened to just a normal person. Or maybe you yourself, you've come to visit me with your child. And your child happens to tell me that, get out from my seat. You know, that shows how you've raised your child. You don't tell your child how to behave in public. You don't tell them. You know, these are the kind of children you bring into people's family. They end up breaking cups and you be like, oh baby, you leave him, he's always like that. But this is something that you're not even going to pay for. And besides, my question is, why did Elon Musk have to carry that child to the president's office? Was it really necessary? I mean, can't you let kids be kids? Can't you let children enjoy their childhood stage? Because him raising this baby at 4 years, you're exposing him into these things. I feel like this child is going to grow up being heartbroken. Because what he has done right now is not going to get off from media. Why did he have to carry this child of 4 years to take him to the president's office? And he also knows that this is a child who is just picky. This is a child who is literally going to be there disturbing people. Because I'm sure you've seen the video how this child has been behaving. He literally went off from the father's side to Trump's side and he started saying words to an extent that even Trump felt uncomfortable. In his head, I'm sure he's like, who raised this baby? Is this how Elon Musk raised his kids? Why can't people let kids be? Why can't you let kids be at that age that baby is supposed to be in the playground playing with his fellow friends, or maybe he's eating, enjoying his babyhood stage? That wasn't necessary, and probably they deserved it. So let me know what you guys think about this episode. That is what I think.